Positivity is killing your business and you don't even see it. Whenever I talk to owners, operators, founders, it has been ingrained in them to stay positive, to be safe, to sell the dream. Yet your buyers, including yourself, do not operate that way. Now, when it comes down to it, if you have been struggling to understand why people are saying maybe when it comes to sales, when they're not clicking on your advertisements and your marketing, when they're not actually moving and you know you can solve their problem, it's probably because you're playing it too safe with positivity. So stick with me here till the end of this video because I'm going to show you a simple mindset shift that can enhance every facet of your business in less than 30 minutes. So let's begin. First and foremost, have you ever been in a situation where you're on a sales call or you're trying to pitch your thing to somebody and you get a lot of maybes, I'll think about it, or maybe you launch an ad campaign or perform some degree of marketing and people look at it, but they just kind of scroll by, they don't take action, or maybe you know without a doubt that what you're selling is really good, it's extremely valuable, and yet you still can't get through to the person. It's likely because of the messaging, and at its root, what you need to understand from this video is that people don't choose better first, they will escape the pain at the beginning, meaning that if you lead with the pain, you will be surprised at how many people will actually take action faster, how much they will respond to your stuff, and how ultimately it will make more sense to them to choose you over, say, a competitor. Yet, at the end of the day, a lot of times when a business is trying to position itself, when it needs to open itself, especially to a larger degree of the market, meaning you're not doing one-to-one sales, especially when you've reached that stage and you're doing one-to-many, you have to realize that positivity is not a good attribute that you want to leverage. At the end of the day, people are 2 to 4 times more likely to move forward, to buy your thing, to take action if it means escaping pain versus getting to a better position. Let me illustrate this with 3 examples. I was talking to an HVAC company, and they were telling me time and time again that there wasn't really any pain because I was using the analogy of business to business. Yet business to consumers, well, they still have some degree of pain. If you don't buy a new heating or cooling system, what does that mean for you? That means what happens if it breaks down during winter and you can't heat yourself? What happens when those energy bills suddenly triple or they keep compounding year over year and you're not sure why? Why do you keep putting parts into old hardware that may fail at any moment? You feel like you're just Band-Aid fixing this. That's pain. Now, what about an example where I want to sell weight loss and I come to the market and I say, well, I'm a physical trainer, I can help you get healthier. Yet at the end of the day, everybody wants to get healthy. You could skip off this video and go to YouTube and look up how to get six-pack abs. But the problem with fitness isn't the fact that people don't want it, it's the fact that they're not disciplined enough to execute upon it because the pain is not a high degree enough. Now, what I mean by that is I could say I'm a physical trainer, or I could focus on some segment of the market that has a very high degree of pain and wants to get an extreme value. So instead of saying, yes, everybody wants to get healthy, yes, everybody wants to lose weight, everybody wants to be more physically fit, I could say, hey, are you a busy tech CEO who struggles to meet their fitness goals? So that costs you time, that costs you money in work productivity because your joints ache, your back aches, you need to stand up out of your chair, out of your office and stretch all the time. You can't sleep right, which affects your work performance. Any degree. Pick something off the shelf. In that example, I would lead with the pain they're experiencing as a direct result of not achieving their physical fitness goals. And then the last example of this could be anything. You've seen that I can do it with something that's B2C. You've seen that I can do it with something that is a small or low ticket item. Let's say we want to go bigger. We want to charge multiple thousands of dollars for this. Well, think about how a business operates. If you are out there and you want to market your business, which most businesses want to market, in fact, almost all of them do, and more importantly, all of them should be, yet oftentimes, what is the pain in doing that? Well, they don't know if their marketing is returning an investment. It's not trackable. They don't know which platform to choose. They see their competitors are marketing on the similar platforms that they hang out on, and they're making a ton of money. They don't know how to even take the first step on where to begin. Those are all pain inside of marketing. So I could say, yes, I run Facebook ads, or I could say, are you tired of seeing other people in your industry put money into advertising and practically print clients every single day? That creates a sense of FOMO, a sense of urgency, a sense that your business is missing out on something that other people are experiencing. So to recap basically what we want to focus on, if you want to get really good at selling, at marketing, at interacting with people and getting them to buy your stuff, is to shift your mindset away from being just positivity focused into being pain focused. And there are 3 quick exercises I like to do when I go through this journey. Write down all of the pain states that your current customer or client are actively in, meaning what is it that they're experiencing right now if they don't buy your stuff? If you need to think about it even more short and simple, if they don't buy from you, what's going to happen a week from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now? Think about every single painful scenario that they're going to encounter now, tomorrow, and in the future, and write each one of those down. Take 3 of your commonly used positivity statements and flip the script into pain relation statements. Meaning right now, if you say you're going to be happier, healthier, better mental health, then shift that into your back hurts, your joints ache, and it affects your work performance, just like in that physical fitness example. So take at least 3, if not more, of those positivity statements and flip the script so that you should start focusing on pain-inducing statements. And then finally, what I want you to do is take your pitch or your ad or your offer or whatever it is that you're showing to people out in the market, and then change the actual formulation of it. Instead of talking at the beginning about all the positive statements, lead with the pain. What I typically like to do is an audience call out and then a pain and then a bridge into the solution. By the way, if you have been struggling to grow your business, you feel like you're burning money, wasting time, and you see all of your competitors getting it right, and you want to know how they're doing that, all you have to do is click the link in the description, and in just 15 seconds, you could readily identify why your business is being held back from the success it deserves 100% free. So what we should have now is a basic script that taps into the pain, that transitions into some degree of a bridge statement, meaning how they can get from where they're at to where they want to be, and then an outline of a solution. Because at the end of the day, you need to stop playing it safe. You need to stop focusing so much on the positivity. You need to stop being so fluffy with your statements. If you've stuck with me here until this point in the video, I want to give you a brutal truth that will help you think like a real successful business owner who actually grows. And that is that people do not care about your team. They don't care that you're local. They don't care that you have great customer service. They care what they get out of working with you. And the only way to break through that ceiling, to really get to the next level, to version 2.0 of your business, is to realize that what you're actually selling is getting them from where they're at, that pain state, that agitation, the thing that they just don't like in their life, to getting to where they want to be. If you can get really good at just thinking about that, then it becomes so much easier to grow realistically any business. Yet all too often, business owners focus on the fluff statements, these things that really only matter if you want to stay a solopreneur or maybe have a select few employees, or maybe you just want to stay small forever. If you want to stay in that life, then you can click off this video and all you have to do is just call more people, DM more people, shake more hands, and your business will grow. If you want to grow easier, if you want to grow faster, if you want to make more money without having to do a lot of extra work, then simply understand your customer or client's needs. And part of those needs are the pain and agitation that they experience on a day-to-day, on a month-to-month, on a year-to-year basis without buying your thing. So again, this example applies to any item, whether it's low ticket, high ticket, business to consumer, business to business. At the end of the day, there is a reason that people choose Target over Walmart. They choose Samsung over Apple. They choose Tesla over Ford. There is some degree of pain in there that builds that alliance. We're tribal in nature, and you want to tap into that us versus them, the good versus the bad, the cost of action versus inaction mentality that is going through their head. And once you understand that, you can formulate and condense that down into your core pitch, And I guarantee you, you will see conversion rates on your website go up. You will see more sales closed. You will see more marketing ROI. Everything inside of your business will be supercharged because you are tapping into that pain. You're stabbing it with the knife and you're twisting it. You're looking for that bleeding neck. You're looking for that pain. You're looking for that unfortunate negativity that they experience as a result of not knowing you exist, not knowing what you do, and not knowing that you can actually solve their problem. So I hope this speech at least gave you a little bit of a different mindset to perceive your product or service. And like I said, if you can just make this one simple tweak in an afternoon, you would be surprised at the results you can get, because the cost of inaction is almost always greater than the cost of the actual doing the thing, I should say. So again, focus and lead with pain, then bridge, then solution. Do not flip the script around and start to lead with positivity, because people will say they've heard it before. They understand that the competitor just said the same thing. They know that they want that thing, but they don't get agitated enough to take the action to actually solve it until you call them out on it. Now, if you are still waiting, or you are still worrying about where your business should be and why you haven't gotten there, again, you can click on the link in the description and solve that bottleneck in just 15 seconds for free, or you can fix those mistakes 20 years later and pay a bunch of people to also solve it for you. Again, though, I do put out a video like this every single week, which walks you through on how to grow your business, how to make more money, and how to get more customers or clients. And all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and make sure you comment below with what you're going through currently. And you can even hit that bell icon and a thumbs up if you really want to go extra and this helped you get immense value, because I hope it did, just as I wish somebody had told me this 10 years ago. But that's all I got for you today. Until then, I'll see you next time.